Studies show that reviews can make or break your restaurant's reputation. Negative reviews can leave a lasting effect, and positive reviews most people just skip past. Our group, Achieve Cuisine, came together roughly 5 years ago, and just recently, in the past 2 years, we've really started to focus in on steakhouses and improving their business. So we specifically like to focus in the heart of communities um, on not so much the chain business like the Longhorns and the Outbacks, but independently owned businesses and really helping them develop their relationship with customers and making sure they're getting strong reviews and making sure that their connection with their community is as strong as it can possibly be, while giving them constructive feedback and also compliments. Tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Jackson Warren, and I've been with this company since it began. I help the team analyze and figure out the next steps that restaurants need to take to further improve their restaurant. I've been in the consulting industry um, a few years before we broke off of our companies that we were working for and decided to come together. Um, to improve restaurants, and I think that's what really gives me my credibility. I've decided to review Cotton Calf Kitchen, which is a steakhouse restaurant. They've been in business since 2017, but their most popular item would be their tomahawk steak as well as their Cajun ribeye, which guests seem to absolutely love. They're located in the Beaufort area, so majority of their customers are going to be high-end customers. The first strength that I'm going to be pointing out is going to be their meat quality. So on Yelp, one of their 5-star reviews actually mentioned that this is going to be one of the best steaks that you can even find anywhere in Georgia and anywhere nationally, as far as they've eaten that. So I think that really speaks volume into their quality of meat. My second strength that I'm going to be mentioning is going to be their service staff. Their service staff has been complimented multitudes of times on Yelp through all the reviews that I've researched, and they talk about it in high regards, high speeches, on how nice they are, how complimentary they are, and multitudes of other adjectives they would like to use. The last drink that I'm going to be mentioning is going to be their perfect atmosphere. One reviewer even went as far to say as perfect as it gets. Um, they describe it as this beautiful room, beautiful scenery. The wall art just really captivates the whole experience for their guest. The first weakness that I'm going to be pointing out is there was a negative review on Yelp that I came across, and they described their steak as dry and undercooked. And I'm not sure what they ordered it as, but it came undercooked to their satisfaction and a little drier than they would normally like their steak. And so I think that's important to point out. My second weakness that's going to be pointed out is a reviewer had commented about how their steak was maybe burnt on the top layer, and how him and his wife really didn't enjoy that because they were going out for their anniversary, and their burnt steak just really rubbed them off wrong through all their high praise for the place. My last weakness that I'm going to be stating is that there was a customer that had made a comment about their high prices. They said while going in, we knew that the prices were going to be a little bit elevated, but nothing to the prices were nothing compared to what they thought they were going to be. They were much higher than they ever expected them to be. The first opportunity that I can see there would be a simple fix would be the closeness in the table. So a reviewer went on to say that him and his wife were out on their anniversary dinner date, and the tables were so close together that it seemed almost as if you were in another table's conversation, and that the servers were having issues moving around in between the seats, and it caused a lot of disruptance. and it can be fixed. The second opportunity that I see that can be fixed is correct cooking temperatures. So as I stated in the weaknesses, one couple said that theirs was a little burnt, another couple said theirs was a little undercooked. And if you can just fine tune those up a little bit, it can make a huge difference in the fact of maybe a star or two, and a person looking at that, it can make a huge difference. The third and final opportunity that I can see being fixed is going to be the upward trending prices. As we know that the restaurants can't control the meat prices, but they can control how much they gouge out of their customers. So if you can cut your profits down a little bit, you can raise up your customers coming in. And so your negative reviews on your prices would go down a little bit, and people would love to come in and spend their money at your restaurant, eating your beautiful food. My first threat is going to be the constant upward prices. Now, I know I just mentioned this, but it can also be seen as a threat because even in the reviews, there were multiple customers that I saw that had threatened saying, if they're going to keep raising prices, I'm simply just can't come back. I can't keep spending that kind of money on the steak that I can find down the street for just a little bit cheaper. So if you can just lower the cost just a little bit, and that's all the reviewers are really asking. Second threat is going to be slow service. So the comment that the reviewer left wasn't necessarily that the server was rude or the server was mean. It wasn't any of that. It was just simply that they wish that the server would come by a little more often just to check, maybe for a drink refill, maybe to ask if everything tastes good. Just simple conversation can make a huge improvement on how a customer views you, and it represents your restaurant. And final threat is going to be the vulgar language that can be heard from the kitchen. Now, there's only one reviewer that I saw that left this comment, but it has some speaking room because if it can be heard multiple times, if it was heard by one person, I'm sure it was heard by two. And the reviewer went on to say how it made them feel uncomfortable and it made them feel like they were in a little bit of an uneasy place. They didn't want to hear that language while over their pleasant dinner that they were having. This is the SWOT chart that I made for you guys. It kind of goes through everything that I've already spoken of, but I can run through it one more time. So for the strengths that we've noticed, we have high quality cuts, that the restaurant's upscale, and that it's in a great location. Um, the weaknesses are going to be the high prices, the longer waits for the tables, and the smaller dining space. Like I was talking about the tables being close together. Our three opportunities are going to be a little bit of expansion, and that kind of goes back to the tables being close together, right? Better online ordering. I didn't really speak of that earlier, but this is a good opportunity to mention that the online ordering needs to be a little bit cleaner of a process for customers to partake in. The third opportunity is going to be menu additions. So maybe just adding a little bit of a side. Maybe adding another starter that customers would really love to have. And there's going to be three threats. There's going to be worker shortages. If the customers are saying that your workers are being a little bit rude, you're not going to want that, and you're not going to want those type of people in your environment to represent you, right? So another threat is going to be nearby upscale restaurants. If your prices keep rising, there's a restaurant right down the street that's going to have a little bit lower prices and a fair amount of competition with the meat taste, right? And the third and final threat that's on the SWOT chart that I left here is going to be the negative reviews in a smaller community. While I said that it's in the Beaufort area, Cotton Calf Kitchen is in the Beaufort area, the reviews that are left are going to have an impact because the community's small, although upscale, it's still small. And they're going to be talking, and if they keep hearing these negative reviews repetitively, then it will leave lasting impacts. In conclusion, managing your restaurant reviews could have severe benefits or drawbacks depending on how you manage it. So the more often that you manage it, the more sustainable your restaurant's gonna be, right? So just to point out a few things, like we talked about earlier, mess with your tables a little bit, maybe spread them apart a little bit, um, as well as watch your language when you're around the customers. I know when you're away from them, you can talk how you want, but when you're near them, we want to make sure that we're representing your restaurant correctly. I greatly appreciate the opportunity that you've given to me and as well as my team, right? So we really appreciate that. We just want to strengthen and improve Cotton Calf Kitchen and hope that all of our advice will be taken into consideration with all the hard work that we've put into this project, right? So you can contact us by email, by phone number, um, as well as on our website. They will all be listed on this slide, and just don't hesitate to reach out to us. For our takeaway item, we're going to be giving away those pins that you see on your screen, as well as the glass cups. This is just a way for us to show our appreciation to you. Anyone who would want to take one home is welcome to. Once again, please do not hesitate to go back to the last slide, to the conclusion slide, and contact us by phone, email, or on our website. Once again, thank you.